Today is the day we are fitting the forged engine into the Astra VXR.
Now, we've never done this before, but by the end of the video, we're hoping that will be in here.
Kenny was looking to up the power on the VXR, but got a bit carried away when he found out that Stu at Bristol Motorworks was selling a complete forged engine with Piper cams and many other tasty upgrades. We asked around for someone to fit the engine, then you guys convinced us we could do it ourselves. Once the decision was made, Ashley at TTC offered us the use of a ramp for a few days, so here we are.
I really want to preface this video by saying Kenny and I have never actually done anything this big before.
Giggity.
We are down at TTC. Ashley, as always, has been so accommodating.
Yep.
We were asking him for advice, and then all of a sudden he's like, yeah, come down, have a ramp. And we've got our own corner that I'm going to put a banner up and claim because he's just been so accommodating. So.
As I said, we've moved in now, we ain't going.
Yeah. So we have got a lot to get through in this video, but we are going to bring you guys along every step, because what we want to do first, before we even touch anything, is compression test the original engine. For those of you who've never done a compression test, we're going to run through. Yes. Now, there are a million ways you can do this, so guarantee there's going to be someone in the comments saying, oh, you've done this wrong, you shouldn't have done this.
Yes.
Don't worry, it's not your engine. If we mess it up, it's our problem.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it doesn't matter. We do it our way because we've never done it.
Exactly, yeah. And if it blows up, you've got a spare engine.
Yeah, exactly.
So, the first thing we're going to do is remove the bonnets just so we've got better access. And then what you need to do for the compression test is cut off the fueling. You're taking the spark plugs out anyway,
take the spark plugs out and job done.
We removed the 4 bolts and the strut holding the bonnet on to get more light and access under the bonnet. We then moved on to unplugging the injectors and then of course removing the coil pack.
Spark plugs removed, injectors unplugged. We've got the, I don't know why we started on number 4, but hey ho, compression testers in. Kenny's in the car, so give us some pumps. Okay, so Ashley and the guys down here know VXRs very well. He said anything from 8 to 10 bar, 12.
Oh, that engine just doubled in price, baby.
Oh, she's tight.
We tested the other 3 cylinders and they all came back producing 12 bar of pressure. Very healthy.
Right, compression test done. Now, a lot of people say it's not necessarily the PSI that counts, it's how close each cylinder is to each other.
How close do we are to each other? Right?
Yeah, very close. Sandy is zoomed in as well. But yeah, very, very, very happy with that.
Yeah, man. That's really good result, isn't it? I was told that anything 150 to 170 was good.
Yeah.
PSI, so what's 12 bar? 12 bar
Lots.
Is, 180?
So what we're saying is it's probably healthier than that engine over there we're about to put in.
I was just going to say, we'll just leave it there, shall we?
Yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. We should state as well, going back to when we said there are loads of different ways you can do this. This is what would be considered a hot compression test. We've driven to Swansea from the middle of nowhere where Kenny lives, so the engine is hot. We didn't have much of a choice, but at least...
It's probably, what has it been sat for an hour and a half?
Yeah.
So it's still hot, as you can see with the spark plugs, it's a lot when they come out, so yeah. But
either way, it at least gives us a rough idea that to me seems like a pretty healthy engine.
Now on to the very exciting part. Let's get this engine out. Again, there's no instruction manual really for taking an engine out. People have their own techniques, and as Kenny and I had never done this before, we took the advice from numerous people, particularly the boys at TTC, for the obvious reason that they were in the same building.
Right, we've got the weakest gun in the world taking those wheel bolts off pretty easily. Stay away from my wheels.
The hub nut was first to come off, and I'm amazed that gun actually worked.
I'm impressed. Car is up in the air. We freed up the drive shaft, obviously removed the hub nut. We haven't been driving around like that, I promise. So what we want to do now is release this lower ball joint, so there should be enough swing in the hub to get the shafts out. And then fluid's going to go absolutely everywhere, but don't worry, it's not our garage.
That's why I brought loads of cardboard.
Yeah, you've always considered it, even though it's over there. Yeah. But no, so yeah, that should be then...
I said I don't get my cardboard wet. Yeah, now we're going to release these now and then we can drain all the fluids.
Yeah, and it almost sounds like we know what we're doing.
I know.
That's cool.
Look at us winging it.
And those who know Kenny, his favourite tool ever, the only one he ever uses is a hammer, and that's the one. That's the one tool he forgot to bring.
Because it's couched up in bed.
It's almost like they've been up before.
These are the brand spanking new ones, sir. Just fell out.
You might have to bang this now, so.
Whoa, no. Not time for that, cuz. We got work to do.
Context, okay?
We got work to do. I moved.
Yeah. I don't want to like working on cars anymore. Right, go on, and you can hang off that one now. It'll just pop out, watch.
I'm scared, man. I don't like this shit. I'm
Yeah, no.
not gonna lie.
You've got to learn to put your faith in it.
Nah.
You can pull out the hammer instead. On your brand new arms.
But did it die? Pop goes the weasel. First time I dropped the oil on this.
No, it's not.
Yeah. No, of course not. Oh, yes.
Boring.
Yeah, let's liven this up.
Alright, now you're just showing off.
I just smell like petrol. I'm just joking.
So you're trying to sell it on me? We have covered this many times. Anytime you're dropping gearbox oil, make sure your Uncle Phil plug comes out okay, because if you crack the drain plug, drain all the fluid, and then your fill plug doesn't come undone, you're then left with a gearbox you can't use. So top tip.
It's Uncle Phil's birthday tomorrow as well. Everyone wish him a happy birthday.
When's this going to be going out?
Next week, but it's his birthday last week.
Yeah, he doesn't understand YouTube. Today is...
My dad doesn't understand the internet, so don't worry about it.
just comment happy birthday, Uncle Phil.
Yeah.
No, I mentioned once or twice I'm a big fan of Jap stuff, and there's a reason I hate French stuff, and I'm not a fan of Vauxhall. To get to the drain plug, I keep losing it, right. You get that much room to get a tool in there. So it's like, oh yeah, get it. See?
What's your problem? You're such a bitch.
Will you just buy a Jap car and
Will
get
you just stop being a little whiny bitch?
When you gotta get creative.
Yeah. Bottom of the ranch, baby. I'm gonna get it in there.
I don't know what you were doing then.
I'm trying to make sure I can get it out in there. I brought loads of brake fluid, brake cleaner as well, because of you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm gonna be dropping some tools in there.
I'm gonna drop everything in there. Now you watch. Look at most of it.
Okay, yeah, that was
That's
pretty
not too
decent.
bad. Oh, hang on. What the hell's he doing? It's like when you're trying to flick it out to the end, isn't it?
Yeah, all guys can relate.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Clean that is, really, yeah.
I know.
I'll take it. Oh no, you're keeping the gearbox, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's not for sale.
There's a H on it.
Lift it.
Ah,
Yeah, go on.
fluids in you, Jesus Christ.
She got a mop.
Mop, you want to hire a cleaner?
As you can see, we were getting stuck in. The exhaust gave us a bit of grief, but once we applied a bit of aggression, she gave in.
Can he smash? Hey, it's a boy! Right, as I was waffling to Ashley and that, basically what we're doing now, we've removed the rear mount, which is just there. It's pretty straightforward, weird mount, but hey ho.
Yeah.
So the next thing now, what are you taking off now?
This is the one that's holding the drive shaft of the engine.
Intermediate shaft bearing.
Correctamundo.
So that, and then obviously the next step, we should be able to pop the shafts out.
Yeah, and then everything under here, I think. I know we got this to do, but I want to leave that till last.
Yeah, well, we were told you could actually undo that because
Yeah.
the two side ones hold
Okay.
it. And like we said, there's loads of different ways to do this. Kenny's done a lot of research, but what we've decided to do is go up and over because the subframe bolts in there, well, the captive nut is known
they
to
are
not play ball.
Yeah.
So, yeah, once that's done, we're basically going to hold the engine in with the two side mounts, do everything we need to disconnect from the top,
Yeah.
and then hopefully up and over, be back in time for tea.
It was time to remove the drive shafts. Again, a bit of persuasion with a hammer and they came free. Right before Chris stole our torch without us realising.
I thought it was yours.
No, it was.
I like you walked off with your torch and you were just like, yeah, okay.
I know, I was like, oh no, I mean, he just took the shaft out. Okay, so I'll give it a little tappy.
Yeah,
Tap-a-roo. Oh, you got it, sweet.
There she comes. Hell of a shaft.
Got shafted.
So that is now both shafts out of the box.
Yeah.
So that gives us a bit more room.
So under here, all we really need to do now is take this mount out, drop the coolant, and we're going to just do a couple of little bits underneath.
Yeah, make sure we drop the coolant because I know
Yes.
we're going to forget again. So that looks very, very, very complicated. Nice.
We'll be alright.
I'm glad you're confident.
I know, someone has to be.
No, that wasn't an angel you heard. That was just Chris singing. Anyway. Right, so next up we are doing the coolant. Yeah, we have got a drain there.
You're a cool hand. Oh, yep, there he goes.
I should probably get us in.
Yeah, get the bucket.
I don't know why you're trusting me with this, but...
I don't trust him with anything, but... Oh. She's a little squirter.
So it turns out that wasn't a drain, so we resorted to the old school method of just ripping off the lower radiator hose.
This is going to make a mess. There we go. Ah! Money shot! Bit of a delayed reaction, but...
Yeah, just a bit.
Right, coolant's out. Well, coolant's coming out.
Yeah.
At least there was coolant in there.
Yeah. It tastes horrible though.
Yeah, it's tangy,
sweet.
but... You're doing alright, speak for yourself. My hand's dirty. And you gotta watch it. Whoa!
Just keep the floor cool.
Hey! Sorry, Ashley hasn't seen the mesh. That's fine. We'll just keep it up. There he is. Nothing to see here. Right, so for now we think the underneath done. Moving to the top. Like I said, fortunately we've had the sort of the slam panel and stuff off previously, so we're hoping it comes off okay. But the idea is, I think we're going to disconnect all of the boost pipes. Yeah, and then it is front end off. No?
We can hopefully remove this slam panel with the intercooler.
Yeah.
And yeah, go from there.
And then it's just going to be all
headlights
the little,
off, whole center, there's a slam panel, the top panel.
All the fiddly bits.
Yeah. That's it, film now.
Look at me, you're doing all the work, man.
No.
I just got my headlight off you, cuz.
He's so full of mucky crap, it's unbelievable.
So's your car.
You just stood here. What?
Oh, damn it, you heard me.
Ooh, I was going to say, at least mine's on the road. Not at the moment, it ain't. I could join your gang if this doesn't start.
That's big talk for someone whose car's on a ramp.
Yeah, exactly. Just don't drop those, they're very expensive.
Yeah, but I'm not paying, remember?
Nope, put it back. There you go.
And that is how you remove the headlight on an Astra.
Yeah.
All you got to do is drop the, drop the
subframe,
drop the exhaust.
Yeah.
Where are you from these?
Where are you? I just put it over there right out the way so no one can kick it.
The parts are getting further and further down the workshop.
Yeah. Get your steps in.
So we've both got a day off. The weather is really, really nice outside. We chose to be in here.
We chose.
Covered in crap.
We chose the good life a while ago, mine.
Yeah, it shows us. I was going to say, what would you guys have done? But if you're watching this, you're probably as mad as we are. Actually enjoying what we're doing, so. And Kenny's just using the gun on everything, so he's happy.
I am, I'm just my new gun, so. You know, it's like when you get a new toy. Oh, shit, do you want to do me a favour?
Yes.
Calf. Can you undo those? Because we got to get that off, but then we might as well actually undo that as well. We'll just put it all out.
Situation report. Right, so slam panel's off now, intercooler's off, down there somewhere. The parts are just getting further and further down the workshop. Yes, how to sort of say, right, so we've got things like coolant pipe there, which I'm going to try and get off now. It's just disconnecting all the little fiddly bits before we move on to the big scary part of undoing these big bolts.
Yeah, I was going to say, we just got to make sure we just strip down as much as we can now. ECU, we can disconnect.
Yeah.
So yeah, we are winning though. I think we're getting somewhere.
That's the spirit. I said it's actually like fun to do this thing, but it's only fun because we've got a ramp, we've got all the tools, and it's our car. We're not doing it for the customer. So.
True.
It's really painful.
This one, hang on. You got two as well, have you?
Yeah. One. There's a cable tied. No, there's a clip.
I need a bucket.
Oh shit!
Stop lifting it.
Come on.
Sorry? Yeah.
Buckets on the.
Wait a minute. And then we're going to pull this out.
Oh, you're too old for this.
Thank you.
Welcome. Don't come again. Right, do you want to go and crank it then, just to make sure it still starts?
I was going to say, should we just check it? Compression again?
This is mad. So yeah, front end is off. And you can see now, this is why people like doing VXR swaps, there's nothing in the way there. Although we'll find something in the way.
I was just going to say, you've just jinxed.
Oh yeah. Yes, we've still got all the, there's going to be some wiring, some sockets and stuff like that we need to do.
Yeah, we got to do all the, plug-ins basically, and then we can check it all. And obviously Gearbox, we've got to disconnect the linkages.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think of that.
Lucky him, yeah?
Yes.
We decided to remove the inlet manifold to gain better access to the rear of the engine. This is the uprated Pegasus inlet we'll be using on the new engine anyway, so it made sense to remove it now.
Sit rep. I'm just woken up from my nap. No, I'm kidding. Right.
There's a change.
There's... right, everything we think now. So what they tell you, everyone we speak to, where they're just like, oh, all you've got to do is disconnect this, it comes out.
Yeah.
What they don't tell you, it's the 375,000 plugs and sockets you've got to unplug. So it is literally just a case of going around. The way we did it was start disconnecting the easy things, so your ignition wires, injectors, follow the loom back, and then what we were doing was basically peeling the loom back, anything is still attached, just unplug it from there. And again,
I know people are going to say, you don't have to do it like that, but once again, we don't know what we're doing.
We've got to make mistakes to learn. So.
Exactly.
But I mean, it seems to be working so far. We think everything's done. So, like I said, why are there so many different clips Why can't people just use the same size bolt for everything and the same clips for everything? There, I've got my
have your
rant
little
out now.
wire engine, your little rant and your little...
I do, I feel better now.
Good, I'm so glad.
Kenny had the idea, so you guys would have seen we had the upgraded Pegasus inlets. We took that off and it has given us a lot more room behind just to double check.
That's what we wanted it for, wasn't it? Just to check behind to make sure we haven't left anything in there.
Yeah. So there were a few ones that we would have missed. So it's all about taking your time. It's what everyone says to us. Take your time, just try and do it methodically. But now we are literally going to swap some of the hangers put on here, so we've got some anchor points to get the engine out.
And there's 2 engine mounts.
Yeah, that's literally, we think, that's all that's holding this car, the engine to the car, is the 2 mounts.
This bit of wiring out of here.
Yeah, we should probably do that first.
Yeah, we'll do that first. And then we can lift it out.
Right, we need to apologise. In one of the previous videos, we said we were going to do a review on Kenny's 20 pence impact gun. How much did you pay for it?
54 quid, I want to say. It was on sale at the time.
So when you look at like the bigger ones, like the Milwaukee's, they're about 400 quid.
Yeah.
So, last time I don't think we charged the battery, but it's actually held up pretty well.
I generally didn't
No?
charge the battery. No, it says they come in a box.
They couldn't even get a wheel bolt off.
No, I
But
couldn't. It's done awesome, haven't it? It's done everything.
yeah, so anyway, that's our review. Yeah, as you can see now, engine's on a crane. Hang on, let me support this.
Yes.
I hope your nuts are holding up, because that looks like it's just pulling through. Glad you're confident.
Might be anyway. We'll see now if it hits the deck. It's not too far to fall.
So yeah, as we were saying, we've got the crane. Obviously the engine's on the crane. The only thing holding it in, well, the only thing holding it now is that, which is undone.
Okay, we just got one more bolt this side.
It's a weird setup on it. They just seem to complicate everything. But
Ready?
go on. Nice. Yeah, I've taken the weight of this. So. Oh, there it goes. I think what we need to do is we've got a bit better access to these bolts now.
Yeah.
Stupid little e-Torx things.
Yeah.
If you're buying a Vauxhall, Kenny found out very quickly you need to invest in some e-Torx bits because they can't just use normal hex heads like everyone else. Yeah, gotta be different. By the way, look what Ashley's done. He's even put a nice background for us, so it makes us feel like we're in Japan or something.
I was going to say New York, I don't know why.
Right, this is just FYI for anyone who's doing a VXR one, because these stupid designs. Ashley was saying he usually takes them from underneath, drops the engine from underneath, so he's never actually encountered this, but the engine mount there is bolted behind the wheel arch liner, which took us way longer than I should have to realise. Yeah, bit of an FYI before you start wrecking your car like we almost did. Right, so this was sort of the moment of truth. Had we unclipped all the clips, unplugged all the plugs, etc. But as you can see, the engine and box came out sort of hassle-free. A bit of manoeuvring was obviously needed, but we got there in the end. This felt like a big milestone. The old engine was out, the new engine was almost ready to go in. We were feeling rather proud. We are reusing the original gearbox, so we needed to separate it from the engine. Kenny very methodically stored the bolts, as the sizes do vary. Very good tip this. I have a weird OCD with dirty bolts, so once the box was off, I cleaned the bolts ready for reinstallation.
Engine and gearbox out of the car. The gearbox is now off the car as well.
Yes.
We have got a new clutch to go in. What clutch did you go for?
I went for a Helix 6 paddle.
There was loads of debate about this on there.
There was, but I've also gone for a TTV solid mass lightweight flywheel.
That's going to be, so it should make it rev a little bit happier.
Yeah, it should be a bit happier.
So, very interesting point now before we start messing with the new engine. One of the main things you guys have been anticipating, and so have we need to remove the diff housing because this is where the LSD is going to go and that's where all the fun's going to happen.
So excited for this.
Yes, it is going to be like a that's so exciting.
Beeping.
It's going to be a very, very different car, not only power-wise, but the handling's just getting better and better.
Let's just say everything that we're doing to this is obviously going to enhance everything about the car.
Yeah.
And I mean everything. Even Rob messaged the other day, he was like, I've got a diff, and I was just like, yep. He was like, that's going to be a really capable car.
Like I said, even with we got the white line, we got the anti-roll bar, we got the lower arms.
Yeah.
So
the only thing we're missing now is coilovers.
I can't believe you've done all of this and we haven't done the most popular thing is coilover. That's mad.
That's one of the most expensive things too.
Yeah, but it's also how everything's come about, isn't it? Like the engine, you couldn't really plan for that, so you're like, yeah, let's go for it.
This is the thing, yeah. It was, I wasn't changing the engine till not long ago. So yeah, obviously diff housing.
Very confident with that.
I know, I love my gun now. This is
it is regular treat.
Gun.
Doesn't it make you feel manly as well?
It does. It really does. I am in love with this thing. It's my new hammer.
It's the modern day hammer.
Yes, it is. So they're all the same size, that's good. The 4 smaller ones are for the top.
Okay, we got on video now, so we'll remember. You guys remember?
We won't remember. Sorry.
Another tip and trick, we've seen a lot of people do this, but it is really handy to get a piece of cardboard. Gearbox, the bolts are different sizes, so it is always handy. Well, they need to go back in the same way.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. So that's why I've done the diff, luckily. We've got 4 top, as we just said. There's 6. I'm glad I counted that right. And then it's just 4 big ones. So they should all be the right length. We'll split the diff housing. And then
Good thing about doing a video, actually, is that we've got it all on video, so if we get stuck. But let me just show you guys. So like we said, we wanted to take this, we have, and once again, I want to thank all of you for giving us the confidence to do it, because when we were looking for people to do the engine swap, it was only thanks to you guys saying, look, you guys are capable, you can do it. If you get stuck, let us know.
You can do it.
You can do it. This is all the stuff we're dealing with. We've got stuff all over the floor there. We've got, there's all the nuts and bolts we had earlier. Anyway, we've got tools everywhere. This, the amount of sockets and the loom is all crazy. This is now...
I know you're giving it all out big and now. We still got to get it all back in.
Yeah, I should probably, that's when I can get cocky, when we actually turn the key and it works.
But that's why we're here.
Yeah, exactly. Luckily, we've got the geniuses. The master himself is over there, so he's been a massive help already.
Yes,
and
big
his boys,
time. Yep.
Chris and Mike have been awesome.
Ooh, big boys. And one more.
It's so much better than a gun.
So they're all the same size too, which is great. Cool. So that should now...
You've got your very expensive watch and your key just on the table. We're doing all the heavy stuff.
Yep.
Well, I tell you what, I'm going to do you a favour.
Thanks.
Put it under there.
I'm going to forget it now. I think we're there.
You might, obviously.
We'll have another look just underneath.
This is where my baby copper hammer that everyone takes a mick out of. This is where they come in handy.
I know, I could really do with that at the moment.
Tappy tap. No, you can't use a gun on it, okay? Watch me. I thought you were going to...
No, it's not working. Woohoo!
Here she comes.
I got new seals.
You
Don't do stuff though. I haven't got that one though. No.
I was going to say, good job you got new ones.
Yeah, I haven't got that one.
This is bizarre. So if anyone knows of any other box you can do this on, we were just having the conversation with my Civic. The whole box has got to be split, but the VXR, what is it, M32?
M32, yeah, the most reliable box out there apparently. Yeah, I know that's right.
Yeah, you can. Well, there is a diff. You can literally take the. What?
It's as easy as that. What did I come off? Oh, they have the bearings. I got new ones of those.
This is why we're filming. So
yeah, I got new ones of those. So we're gonna take them off now. Dry it all off. Yeah, you got all.
Oh yeah, we pressed them on.
Yeah, you did. Right. Okay. So we need another spot to do this.
I always miss the best part. You lost a finger then. So yeah, basically we need to take the ring gear. This is the only thing we need off this stiff now, no?
Yes, it is, yeah. As I say, that we got new bearings.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is just clean this area up. Like so. Oh, look, it's brand new.
Mint.
And then we'll clean the bolts up.
Yeah, so once again, diff bolts, clean them off, and then we've got to reapply the thread lock.
Yes. This is good, actually, because we're going to do it tomorrow. By doing it today, the thread lock and everything, I know it takes an hour or so to dry off, so yeah. Meant to be.
Yeah, considering, so on day one, the original plan was to bring the car down, maybe get a bumper off, maybe get it on the ramp.
Yep.
As you can see.
Strip the front end was the idea, wasn't it?
But again, that's what I want to say, fair play to Ashley. We were going to come down towards the evening. He was just like, come down whenever you want. He kept the ramp free for us.
Yeah.
So we come down, so day one now, we can see we've stripped the engine out. Not only got the box off the engine, we've got the diff out stripped. Do you know if we can get this into like one piece today, or back into the box? Happy days.
Oh yeah, this is it. So as I say, if we can get this back into the box, what a result of a day.
Yes.
Tomorrow
absolutely.
then, it's just ancillaries and clutch.
Oh yeah, clutch, yeah. Oh, heads on the dyno over there. I'm going to go over it. Nah, man.
You stay here, boy.
For those joining us for the first time, we went for a highly recommended wave track LSD. These come very, very highly recommended, don't they?
Everyone was like, we ran Quaif and stuff, but I'm not gonna lie, the Quaif ones were 800 quid. These retail at about 1,300 quid.
30, jeez.
So yeah,
That you got it on offer. We didn't
I
pay
did
full
actually
price.
get it on offer. Yeah, I didn't pay that for it, thank God. So there, that's the way it goes. Yep,
That's the way the cookie
100%.
crumbles.
That goes like that. So yeah, we'll clean them bolts up.
And glue them back up.
Yeah. Another diff.
Right, so obviously while everything is out, Kenny's even bought new seals. So they are the gearbox here. It's very weird how they go in, which we'll explain now. The diff has now been rebuilt with the ring gear back on. So Kenny's doing his thing he usually does and cleaning everything.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to get the diff back on and I'm going to give us a box that'll spray off.
Yeah.
That's why I bought 14 gallons of...
And we haven't used any yet.
I've used one already, I've used one now.
So, yeah, as it sits now, this is obviously the gearbox, in case you didn't know. The diff literally, I know, crazy, isn't it? The diff literally sort of sits in there. We are going to use some, this is funny, Flackendichten.
Oh.
I don't know if I'm going to have to blur that.
I bought triple bond. 3 bond, sorry.
Yeah.
Which I was recommended to use, but we'll try that stuff.
Basically running a beater on there just to create a seal for the diff.
Yeah. Okay. So we can essentially drop the diff in now.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just going to have a little wipey wipe with it again, because it's a bit of crap. So it's better to clean while you can.
Bit of crap, there's crap everywhere.
We're not in your unit, buddy.
Touche.
It's actually quite clean in there, isn't it? The oil was when it came out, wasn't it? It was.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, a lot.
I know this box was rebuilt, so
Was it? Oh, of course it was, yeah. Everyone's like, oh, what about this? What about... Yes, it's been...
it has been done. Right, so we're going to drop these bearing caps in. And then the big side goes that way. Where's the other one gone there?
Glad you paid attention.
I could just see it. One's bigger than the other.
That's very true, yeah.
So we got to try and get these. Ow.
Fingers.
Ow.
Take the weight of it.
Okay.
Right, so you can tell we've had a long day. We're putting the sealant on there, and halfway through, Kenny just realised, yeah, you could have put the sealant on there, and I could have literally held it for him.
I know.
I say he does like a challenge.
We've been here a while, like.
Yeah. But the good thing is, it's very very like surreal. It just drops into place.
I know.
Once
There's
the bearings
nothing
are
that
set.
actually
No.
holds it.
It's weird.
It's just the bearings hold it in place.
And then you've got the seals that will obviously sit in
Stop moving the bench.
capsize.
Why is it so hard to let you go? To let you go.
That's
Why
scary.
is it
See,
so
was that
hard
it?
to let you
pretty
go?
scary. So
To let you go.
the grim can.
Say that. That's good. That's
Yeah.
okay. We'll learn.
First, we're going to Loctite everything.
Yeah.
I was told to do that.
Yeah, it's so weird. Everything just, once you get it on, everything just sort of lines up. And now we're going to gently torque them down with a gun.
What's the problem with that, bro? How many newton meters is this?
It's about, click. There we go. So with Ali, you've got to be very careful, you know.
I don't know.
It's hard, isn't it?
Yeah. Especially with me.
Yeah. Yeah, for those that don't know Kenny, like I say, it wouldn't surprise me if he strapped a toothbrush onto that gun he's just bought and he was having to brush his teeth. So I'm proud of you for using, you've actually used a torque wrench today,
I have.
so I'm very proud.
Thanks. I still don't trust myself with this.
There's loads more bolts anyway, it's fine. Day 2. You join us on day 2.
Yeah, we got a little bit carried away last night, didn't we? And forgot to do a little update.
Yeah, so we were here till very late. Fair play
Yes.
to Ashley and Ryan staying on very late, so we obviously stayed late as well. We did get a lot done. So the box now, we are happy with. The diff is...
Sorry.
Do you mind? I'm trying to film.
I know, sorry.
We're happy now. The diff is in, sealant is on, new seals, everything. Kenny did fit the concentric
I keep spraying myself. Sorry, go on.
loving his brake fluid. You're not supposed to eat it. Concentric sleeve is now on, so we're happy with the box now. I mean, the box is done.
The box is ready. Obviously, yeah, that's the sleeve and everything's like you said, just in.
Yep, just in.
Yeah, the diff. Yeah, that was a bonus getting that done last night.
Yeah, like I said, considering we always try and set goals for when we plan stuff to do, we just exceeded those goals thanks to Ashley and us staying late and giving us a hand. Yeah, so we've got the 2 engines here, and we've already started. Basically, now is all the boring bits of moving the hoses, all the ancillaries, all the way over onto the new one, and yeah, that's pretty much.
Yeah, as I say, it's literally what we need to do now. Is we got obviously the clutch and everything to go on when we get that off there.
Yeah.
So
yeah, obviously this is the clutch side, so we can't get access to that until it's off this and potentially onto that. We're thinking, aren't we?
Yeah, I think that's the best way to do it. Yeah. So we can just hang it then, and
because we've got to get it aligned, get it all tucked up properly.
Yeah.
But yeah, just doing all the little bits now. Little brackets, all the annoying bits like that.
Yeah, well, you just remove this, haven't you, as part of the like Akita matrix and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm just giving that a little scrub because with a rocker gasket leaks on these, well, I know it's rare, but yeah, it was obviously leaking onto this, so I've just got rid of most of the crap off there.
Yep.
So yeah.
And you might be able to hear in the background Jesse, J. Cal's here with doing like one of his mapping days.
Yeah,
I had a little chat with him about one of my cars, so
ooh,
I've made another stupid financial decision, which you guys are going to love. I'll give you. We'll do an update in a second.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm going to change my engine, and everyone's like, I'm going to do mine.
And Georgia was like, oh well, I'm going to do mine. So I felt a bit left out, so I'll just leave it at that.
Yep.
At this point, we were simply taking the bits we needed off the old engine to put onto the forged engine. This included things such as the alternator, aircon pump, etc., but also coolant lines, oil lines, thermostats, and any other random bits we could notice. It was then a case of rerouting the belt around the pulleys. We wanted to take a look at the old clutch setup. It seemed to have a lot of life left in it. Don't worry, we are installing a new clutch on the forged engine.
Just got a clip of you cleaning it. Just like very exciting stage now. The old engine is now tucked away. We are done with that. This is the new engine. We've swapped over all the ancillaries, all these stupid little hoses, everything we can think of to swap over. It is now time, obviously new engine on the crane, it's time to show some modifications.
Yeah, boy.
So this, well, what is it?
It's a TTV solid flywheel.
And lightened, obviously. Being
lightened, yes, a little bit lighter, sorry, yep, it is.
And
so
to
yeah,
go
I'm
with
just
that,
giving a little wipe.
Anyone that knows what modification, ARP are the ones to go for bolts, studs, anything like that.
Yeah,
So
all fixings in there, so.
didn't want to leave anything to chance, so we've upgraded them as well. I'm going to say we, I mean Kenny. Yeah, so it's putting that on there now, torquing them up. We've then got the clutch, which we'll reveal in a bit as well.
Yeah.
Which is another interesting one.
It is, it is.
You've
Yeah,
got
man.
a torque wrench now, haven't you?
Yep, I don't know what they're going to be yet, but we'll sort that out in a sec.
Oh, look how pretty that looks.
It's sweet, isn't it? Look at that.
That is cool.
Yeah, boy.
Don't drop it.
I know,
Please.
try not to.
So when it comes to the flywheel bolts, this is another reason we like ARP. So it comes with instructions and tells you specifically the torque setting, which is really important when you're dealing with clutches and flywheels. And it even came with ARP, what they call like a lubricant.
It's a lubricant for the head. It goes underneath
the head of the bolt,
bolt.
not the head.
Yeah,
Just
don't
to
put on your
confuse
head.
people.
Yeah.
So the idea of what we're going to do now is sort of line 1 or 2 up on the flywheel to get it located, and then in a star pattern, once we apply thread lock it as well, but in a star pattern then torque the flywheel bolts down.
Oh, why not? I don't know, they look a bit.
The next big talking point on this project was of course the clutch. we were advised a few different things from a few different people, but we eventually went.
That's a 6 bars, a little tasty boy.
That's going to be
a little bitey boy.
That's going to go nom 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 nom. Very quickly, for those that don't know, your normal clutch disc. No, it's still on the engine.
Solid, yeah, it's full.
Yeah, you'll have a lot of surface area, a lot of contact patches. This, instead of having the whole ring around there, it's condensed down into these little pads, which puts more pressure, condenses the pressure down to these little points, which is why you get a lot more gripping power, and that's why they hold more torque, basically.
Yeah, and Harley, my partner's boy, 3D printed me a clutch alignment tool.
I forgot about that. Let's see if that works.
So, yeah, we'll see. Yeah,
days.
fingers crossed.
So, yeah, it's getting this again. It's very important to torque these in the correct order, and obviously torque them to the right spec. But
yeah,
I gotta say that even just looks cool.
It does, doesn't it? See if it all lines up now.
Yeah, that would help.
So there's dowels on there. You got 3.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's important to note as well. That says flywheel side on the inside.
Oh yeah, there is a correct orientation for those.
Yes.
So now I was trying to get.
Yeah, trying to work that out now with the dowels.
Getting the gearbox back on is always a faff. Everything needs to be perfectly aligned for it to go back on. But after a lot of struggling, we managed to get a few bolts in, then it all came together.
Okie dokie, we've had our lunch, so we are about ready to put that in there.
Ooh, exciting!
Yes, so, crikey. A couple of other things to note. We have put these are polybush inserts going into all the engine mounts.
Yeah, except for the rear.
Oh yeah. And yes, so gearbox is all in, clutch, flywheel, all torqued up, ready to go. We've just double, triple checked everything that we've done on there, and we're happy. Belt is on, tension.
We're ready to ready to put it in, and obviously we've got to line it all up, set it on the 2 mounts first, and then we can
build up around it then.
Build up around it, yes. We're going to do it exactly the way we took it apart.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just to try and simplify it for us.
Because the scariest part, like I said, is all of this. We've got to make sure all these plug in back to the
the
same
easy
place.
part.
He's confident, that's fine.
I'm not. That was a lie.
What's awkward at this point is we haven't got one of those, the engine levelers, so we need to try and get all the weight is on this side, but we need to get that end up to get that end down to mount the to mount the mounts. So what we're going to try and do now is some sketchy stuff.
Yeah.
Jack the gearbox end up to try and get it level and go from there.
That just dropped. I don't know much. Much too much. Not enough.
So a bit off, but I did want to show some of the stuff that obviously we've been down here a lot. Some of the mad stuff that Ashley gets to see here at TTC. This is a perfect example of the builds that I absolutely adore. Classic Mini, which we love. This, a B18 engine, and the kind owner was saying he had not only a turbo on there, which is terrifying in itself, but a remote turbo, meaning it was mounted at the rear. I know the madman's actually looking for compounds, turbos, potentially 2 of them. But I just wanted to show you guys, this is some of the mad stuff. He's given me permission to have a quick look. Here we go. It's the man style handle. I just wanted to show the interior, because look at the trim. And again, the owner said him and his mates did this with some nice custom touches on the roof, the Dodge Viper stripes. But I absolutely love this, and I know there's a few of you out there that will appreciate this as well. So quick update, everything is pretty much on in order to crank. So what we're going to do, again, there's a lot of debate over this, whether you need to do it, but we're going to prime everything, try and build up some oil pressure, get some juices flowing, hence why we haven't got any of the coolant lines.
We haven't done the clutch yet.
No, it's only the clutch switch we've got to do to get it to start. I say we're only cranking it now anyway, so it shouldn't start, but as long as it cranks,
see, gearbox feels a bit fucking iffy. Yeah, gearbox cables ain't right. Okay,
oh, we got clicking. No.
Nothing.
As we always say with cars,
Never always. Doesn't always go to plan. And Ashley jinxed us yesterday by saying it's always an earthing issue.
And guess what?
It was an earthing issue. But if you cast your minds back, when we fitted the Pegasus inlet, we did have an issue earth in the ECU. So Jesse came up with a really good idea to try and test the ground, basically. So we've made a makeshift ground, and we did get some life out of it. So the idea now is to basically try and permanently fit this earth, and then hope that it cranks.
Sorry, I'm like my tongue out and on the camera. I got my mic on.
Oh yeah!
Right, we ready?
All right, so FYI, this is the scary part now. This is when we want it to start.
Cam, yeah?
Yeah.
That's one of the nice ones. So don't worry about it.
Wicked. Wicked. Yes!
I still shit myself.
Yeah, I think
I'm not gonna lie.
isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, I'm just so glad it's Saturday. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Hell,
That's
man.
awesome. Massive thanks.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
I know we're on camera, I'm swearing, but I'm relieved.
What do you look like?
Oh, I will honestly, I crap
Scary.
myself.
It
Yeah.
is, like I said, we've never done anything this extensive and for it to start with. But to have you guys looking over this is a massive
Well, that
help,
earthing
so-
issue straight away, well, once
Yeah.
again, thanks to Jesse and
Yeah, we just knew
Ashley.
straight away.
Yeah,
So
that's
now,
just all about it.
We just got to build it up and then hope it actually runs.
Yeah, we got to check these gear cables.
And that, yeah.
It's not going
Still
is it?
teething issues. But
Yeah.
Alright, update for you guys. It is very late, so if I sound tired, that's because I am. Right, so 20 past 12, 20 past midnight. So we've had the car running now. We had it idling for about a minute or so, and I'm not going to lie, it was a bit scary. There was a ticking noise and there was sort of a rattling noise. Couldn't tell if it was coming from top end or bottom end. The top end was definitely coming from the top end, but what we did discover is the solid flywheel does rattle when the clutch is not engaged. So that's something you're just going to have to get used to. The tapping has really subsided now. We were a bit concerned about that, but where the engine's been sat for a while, it's had no oil, and obviously being sat here, it's not building up oil pressure very quickly. MX-5 suffer with it a lot as well. Until you get some oil pressure into them, the lifter tick stops, and very relieved now because it does sound a lot better. And it idles quite nice. It's got a bit of a lope to it as well, the idler, which we're happy with. Yeah, it sounds a lot better. So what we're doing now, because Vauxhall in their infinite wisdom didn't put a coolant basically a coolant temperature gauge, we topped the coolant up, so all we're doing now is waiting for the thermostat to open, letting everything circulate. But you, well, yeah, I forgot. We've obviously put the polybushed inserts in, and you can definitely feel it. That with the low B idle, that's gonna, yeah, rap. But yeah, we're letting it get them to temp now.
5 degrees.
Yeah, we're going to try and tidy up and just let this get up to temp, let the fluids circulate.
Yeah.
But just wanted to say to you guys that we did it with help from Ashley, Mike, Chris, and obviously Jesse, J-Cal. Massive. They can't hear you, but yeah. But the earthing issue is now sorted, and I think Jesse's fix is a permanent fix. He wanted to do a quick fix, but it looks like it's going to work.
Oh, that's so much better.
Yeah, so yeah, but let the I told you I'm very tired. We're going to let it get up to 10, like I said, and then we'll check back in. So I wanted to show the real reason that we came all the way down to TTC and spent all this time down here. Not only has he got an amazing workshop, I don't know where the light switch is up here, but Imagine you're working hard out there, you need to take a break. What better way than to have a game of pool? Well, I can tell you a better thing you can do. You can have a game of snooker on his full-size snooker table. This thing is absolutely huge. I can have a quick game of pool a sec. Yeah, so this is the type of life that Ashley lives. How the other half live, eh? And then you can just come out here, look down on all the peasants. That was a pretty cool view from up here. So, yeah, one of the many reasons we admire his hospitality.
Yes, the bonnet's on.
Yes, it is a car. It's off the ramp. Yeah, we're all done. We've had it running. We've got it up to temperature, fan kicked in, coolant's dropped. We've topped it off. We've done everything to get it running. So yeah.
Yeah, well, as I say, 18 hours today.
Yep, came here at 8 o'clock. It is now 2 in the morning.
Yeah, but our plan was, as we said, we wanted Thursday and we wanted Friday just to get it all done. I think it was just to prove to ourselves that we could do it.
Yeah, originally it was Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
And we just thought, no, do you know what? We can get it done today.
We can get it done today and we can have the weekend.
Exactly, yeah. So we're going to have some nice time off.
Yes.
Yeah, massive thanks to anyone involved. Like we said, the guys here at TDC, Mike, Chris, obviously Ashley and Jesse, Jake, who actually
he came over
in
and
and
gave
did
us a
more
quick
work than he
hand.
bargained for.
Yeah, but say anything we got stuck on, it was like Ashley's busy anyway. It was like Ash and all the time in the world for us. So, and once again, he's left us a keys just to get this done. So massive thanks and a big shout out to TDC and Ashley and the boys.
Yep.
I also want to thank everyone else who's been involved with it. Bristol Motorworks, Stu, you know what I mean, for the engine, and I can't even think what else on there. Design Studio to get it all done. Yeah. Jono.
We throw these ridiculous timelines at some people and they're just always willing to help us out with that. It blows us away, it really does. We're knackered now, but
we are knackered.
But
and
it
also,
really does.
A big thanks to you.
Oh, that's all right, mate.
Here we are. Thank you very
thanks
much.
to you for dragging me up and keeping me up at this late.
But this was practice for what we're going to install for your next project.
Yes, so cat's out of the bag. If you've stayed this long, then you deserve to know. I've actually purchased a full engine swap. It's a bit special. For one of my Civics, it's a bit special. I say we'll go into it in another video.
Yes.
But yeah, I felt a bit left out. So
yeah, I was going to say, you were the only one, weren't you? So yeah, now we're going to have to spend some... Well, I'll say now, yours should go in. There's only about 4 bolts in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Should only take us about 16 hours.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
But back to the car. Obviously, we're going to drive it home now. It should all, touch wood, it should all be fine.
Any problems, you'll see.
Right, so it's been a day or so. I was going to say the engine is running. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear, but the idle is beautiful.
It's insane.
It's just...
I absolutely love it.
Yeah, we've obviously had it up to temp. We've let it cool down. There's touch wood. There's no major leaks. We haven't seen anything major.
Nope, I've checked in the garage, obviously underneath it, and everything seems fine.
My main thing was, how does the clutch feel? Because we've got a 6-puck clutch and a single mass flywheel.
Yeah, it's on and off, but it's quite light feeling.
Okay.
So I was expecting the foot feel to be really heavy, but it's not.
Yeah.
So I'll show you now with the...
I was going to say the main thing. I want to see it go.
Should get a bit of judder as expected. If you pull it off slowly.
Definitely not as harsh as I thought it was going to be. So I had a Mark IV Supra. Yeah, I used to be cool. That had a 6-puck clutch and it was brutal. Could not.
Yeah, you haven't really.
Speaking of Supras, that sounded insane. Wow.
Yeah, I had a 6-pack in my TDRS as well.
You did. 4-wheel drive. That was a bit harsh, wasn't it?
It was. It felt a lot heavier. That's why I was expecting this to be, but this ain't.
What the hell? Oh my god! I really hope the camera's picking that up.
It's insane, isn't it? As I said, I couldn't believe the sound of it.
So at the moment, we're bedding the clutch in. We're letting everything find itself. So we're not going to go. Oh my god!
I absolutely.
How does it sound
I don't know. It's only a KO6. I don't know why, but it's just on boost. It sounds Jap, doesn't it?
I was just going to say, I'm sure a lot of you will be able to relate. It sounds Japanese.
Yeah.
The older one had a nice bit of like flutter to it, but it sounds completely different. When you say to me it sounds good, I was like, yeah, you know, I know what a turbo sounds like. I was not expecting that.
It's insane. I honestly try not to put my foot down all the time.
Yeah, because like I said, we got to bed everything in. Once we're happy with everything, the clutch mainly, it is going to go back down to Ashley, TDC, Ped's going to map it, and then we're finally going to see what it's pushing. But I just wanted to show
it's running.
The engine's running. It's like, we did this, man.
We
We
did.
had a little bit of help, but
We did, yeah, but it was us that mainly done it. We had a little oversight thanks to the guys down there that really, you know, a couple of things we just asked them for things, but they did let us get on with it. And yeah, we've actually done an engine swap. So
that was the main thing. I think they understood what we were doing. We didn't want all the help in the world, but if we got stuck, it was nice having the security blanket.
fantastic, wasn't it?
So
yeah,
did it, man.
we done it. We done it.
we did it.
Yeah, we got to do about 300 miles, get in a clutch, bring it back down, swap the injectors, get in map, massive power, 900 horsepower. No, I'm just
Break the internet and
yeah,
drop
you
them.
guys have a little guess, see what you guys think this will make. Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, I'm very curious.
Yes, me too.
But yeah, I think that's about it for now.
Yeah.
We're probably just rounding because
We are, because we're tired.
Yeah. But anyway, if you've made it this far in a video, like we always say, thank you so much, guys. You guys are absolutely amazing, especially our loyal subscribers.
Yep, more coming.
Yeah, plenty more
More
coming. This is not the end by any means, but it's pushed me to do a bit more crazy things as well. So
Yes.
yeah, we've just really pushing the boat out now. So
Yep.
thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We shall see you in the next one.
I hope we got no booms.
I know, let's just
Let's just leave it like that.
Let's go on. Bye.
Let's just do it.